Hello internet world. In today's video I want to show you what is really probably the best product that I've had into review in many months, and the reason why I'm smiling so much is because the IPEVO VZ-X wireless document camera has become part of my workflow for my live broadcasts. To give you a little bit of background as well on what I was using for my overhead cam for the live broadcast, so I've got over the back here, it's a little bit out of view. I was using like an articulating arm and a GoPro camera. I tried many different cameras. I needed something nice and light to sit overhead of the products that I was demonstrating or showing to you in the videos. And then I did some research online because I was looking for a better solution, and IPEVO popped up on my Google search. And it was so funny because many years ago, I think when I probably first started Geekanoids, I did a review of a Skype handset, a USB wired Skype handset, and that was manufactured by IPEVO, and they're still going now, but they've sort of transitioned across to making some even better products, and they do a range of these document scanners. This one happens to be the VZ-X, which is their sort of top of the range offering, and it's got so many features. Let me just very briefly show you the product box. This is the box it comes in, and as it says, VZ-X wireless document scanner. It doesn't sound very glamorous, but it is just so good. It's got so many uses, and during this video not only am I going to show you around all the controls and buttons, but I'm going to show you it in use as well, and it has got so many different use case scenarios which I'll come on to very shortly. This is a live broadcast, of course, so I want to say a big thank you to Mirza Memic first in the live chat. If you're watching live, you can of course use the live chat or the super chat. If you're watching after the live broadcast, you can use the regular comment section below. And also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on my future videos. So the use case scenarios, before I run through some of the buttons and features of this, the use case scenarios of this are so many. For example, a YouTuber like me demonstrating products, somebody who does crafts, in the education sector, where they used to maybe use overhead projectors. This is like the modern day equivalent. So you could have a teacher with this connected via HDMI to a whiteboard or a big presentation screen, demonstrating to students how to do a certain task. It could be used in the medical sector as well. Just so many different use case scenarios. Any company that needs to demonstrate something to others or show others how to do something in detail, this has got a use case, and it's really well thought out and very good indeed. Just to let you know the specifications of the camera, I'm not going to go through all the specs, but this is almost just under 4K resolution camera, so it can capture up to that resolution, and I've been using it to broadcast, which I will do in this very video, in 1080p, because that's what my maximum sort of quality broadcast is capable of for YouTube, really. So here we go, let's take a closer look anyway. So this is the VZ-X, this is the wireless version, and this differs very slightly from some of the other versions in the fact that this base here houses a battery. So I don't have to have the USB cord connected. I could have this connected wirelessly to my smartphone. It works with iOS or Android, and I could use this completely wirelessly with no wires connected in it, run off of the built-in battery. It does also work, apart from with iOS and Android, it also works with Mac OS and Windows, so multi-platform support. This is capturing video through the camera at the top, and that is then transmitted either via HDMI, so you can have this connected via HDMI to something like a capture card, for example, or to an Apple TV if you're just doing like a live presentation, or you can connect it, as I've got it here, I've got it connected via USB, and it's currently connected to my Mac Pro, which is what's running this live broadcast. Round on the back, let's show you the back first of all. So apart from the micro USB connector, we've also got HDMI. We've also got a refresh rate switch. We can switch this from 50 or 60 Hertz or 50p or 60p. We've also got a Wi-Fi button, like a wireless switch, or we can have it switched down to wired, and that can be HDMI or USB. And as I mentioned before, I've currently got this plugged in via USB, so my computer sees it like a web camera. Just hit myself in the glasses. Whoops. Down on the bottom, we've got a button that we can push just here. This will give us the battery life left, and then we've got some little LEDs which indicate the battery life. We've also got a photo capture button, so we can take a photo and that'll be captured to our computer. And then we've got a series of controls here. The very bottom one is power, so this is going to power the device on and off. This one here, and I'll show you all these in action very shortly, this is like a focus, so we can refocus the camera at the top, or we can lock the focus, so we can have it so it doesn't hunt in and out, it just keeps a static focus. We've also got exposure compensation, up and down. We've also got zoom in and out. We've also got rotate, so we can actually, without moving this camera at the top, we can actually rotate the image around. We've also got filter effects, and we've got a light. Currently I've got the light switched on to illuminate what's underneath the camera, or I can turn it off. And that's pretty much it on the actual physical buttons. We've got the wire coming out the top, and then this arm you can rotate up and down here and here, so you can get a really good angle. You can also physically rotate the camera at the top, so we can rotate this round and get it into a perfect position. And I think at this point, I think it's a really good idea to actually show you this up and running. I think it's a really good solution, but the proof is in the pudding, isn't it? So let's turn the light on. So I've just turned the light on this, so it's illuminating what's underneath. And I think we'll start with a little book. This is Off the Leash. Not sponsored, The Secret Life of Dogs. I got bought this for Christmas one year, and it's a really good book. It's a fun little book. I'm not going to show you it all for copyright reasons, but I want to show you how this camera actually handles text. So here we go. You can currently see the base of the IPEVO in shot. So we can get that out of shot by simply moving this a little bit. So we move the camera around, we move my laptop out of the way, and then you've got, whoops, you've got a nice overhead shot of the book. There we go. So this is with the light on. So this is the overhead light on. Let's turn the overhead light off so you can see what it looks like off, and then on. I found that for books and things with text on, having that overlight on is a really good idea. And then these other features I talked to you about, if I bring the book closer, the camera will refocus, but if it's having trouble focusing, then you can tap the focus button. So let's put it back down on the desk, and you'll see it get focus. If I hold the focus button down, it will get focus, make a beep, and then it's locked focus. So now if I bring it closer, further away, put things in front, it won't hunt in and out. So it's going to stay focused down on the desk. If I click that button again, then it drops out of locked focus. We've also got exposure compensation. So if I turn the little light off and then tap the exposure compensation, I can increase the exposure this way. You get a little bit of noise creeping in around the outside of the books or book or product. If I turn the light on, I can still adjust the exposure compensation with the light on. The light just gets rid of a little bit of the noise. We've also got, let's open up this to one of the pages. This is so funny, this book. Let's just have a look at this one. So say I wanted to zoom in on this, we can actually zoom in. So I can zoom in and give you a closer look. I can zoom in again and give you an even closer look, and I can zoom in again and again. You can see the quality does degrade when you zoom in too far, or I can zoom all the way back out, and that's all with that touch of the button, and we're zoomed right back out again now. As I mentioned before, the actual camera rotates. You can physically rotate the camera, but you can also, with the push of a button, rotate your image. So at the moment this is right way up, so you're seeing this the correct way up on your video. I can actually rotate it so that it's upside down, and this is great for if you've got to have the camera in an awkward position, or if you prefer presenting that way, then you can rotate the image round. And we've also got filters, which are a little bit of fun. I probably wouldn't use these, but you can cycle through various filters. And then last but not least, that very last button is the light that I showed you. So that's how it works with a book. The other demonstration I wanted to give you was perhaps you're in a class and you're doing some origami or some sort of paper craft. Maybe you want to demonstrate to your class how you make something. So we can demonstrate the various folds that we're going to put into the piece of paper, and we can demonstrate to the class how to make a very complex model. Here is something that I prepared earlier. So the class has followed through all of the folds, and you've demonstrated to them how to actually make something out of paper, or how to illustrate something, or how to make something out of modelling clay. Very, very useful for demonstrating crafts. So many use case scenarios. Now I also want to show you how it works with some product based video as well. This happens to be the Samsung 860 Pro. This is a solid state drive. It's a very, very good product. If I turn this over, you can actually see some of the text on the back of the box, so I can zoom in and show you that a bit closer, so you get to really zoom in and have a good look at the product. And this I've actually had installed in my HP Omen desktop PC behind me. It is a fantastic solid state drive, and I thought I'd put it back out of the PC just so I could show you it in this video. Perhaps I wanted to show you the connections on this, so I can zoom in on those connections and show you what a serial ATA connector looks like. A very good performance by the camera, and even better performance by the Samsung solid state drive. This video isn't sponsored, but big thank you to Samsung for sending that out so I could test it in my HP Omen, and it's been performing brilliantly. The boot up times on my HP Omen desktop PC have been improved so much since using that. And then last little look for you of something else. This happens to be a £5 coin. So I'm really interested in how the camera, this IPEVO VZ-X document scanner, will actually perform with this. Really very well indeed. So I can show you a nice amount of detail in this coin, and I can zoom in again. Just look at the detail that it's picking up. Let's try it without the light on and see what that looks like. Very, very cool. You can see all of the detail in this coin. Let's have a look at that colourful back as well. Wow, that is impressive. We can put the exposure up a little bit just to give you a little bit of a brighter look at the coin, and it does a really good job. Now you've noticed it's hunting a little bit for the focus, so I can actually, because I'm going to show you it, let's zoom out, and I'm going to bring it right up close to the camera like so, and then I'm going to lock focus. So now the focus won't hunt in and out, and I can show you the real detail of this coin. Fantastic. Really very, very good performance. I am so impressed. This IPEVO VZ-X is a brilliant piece of kit. Now I really do like it. I absolutely love this product. I really do. It is absolutely fantastic. Before I give you my final opinion on this, I do just want to mention, just one last time, I want to mention this Samsung drive, purely because I've been really impressed with how this has been performing. This is the Samsung 860 Pro. It's a VNAND SSD, and I've got this, or I did have this. It's all set up ready with Windows 10, and it's been running my HP Omen desktop PC there for quite a long time now, and the boot up times and the responsiveness of that desktop PC have improved so much. It's absolutely fantastic. Very, very impressed indeed. Now back to the main product of this video, the IPEVO VZ-X. This has got so many use case scenarios. Now the only, and I say the only, and it's not a fault of the product, the only consideration I would take and it's something I'm still going to be working on myself, is extra lighting. I've got limited space for lighting behind me here. I might rig something up on the ceiling. You can see I've got a little roto light down here. The more light the better. It's quite a small sensor in the camera, so if you can put more light on it. I know we've got this built-in light, I showed you it a while ago, so we have got that built-in light on the top. That does a good job, but it's always above the subject matter, and sometimes it reflects, so you want a light that's off axis. This does a good job of a little bit of fill-in light, but you do really ideally need some sort of light coming in from both sides and a little bit of fill-in light above to get the best out of it. But I've shown you it with sort of minimal lighting really, and it still does a really good job, a nice clean image. And as I mentioned before, I won't go over it again, there are so many use case scenarios for this, and I'm really glad that I've got this as part of my production workflow now, because it allows me to show you things in greater detail and a lot more interactive when you're doing a presentation. Like many of my videos now, it's all well and good me sitting here presenting to the camera, but if you want to see the product up a little bit closer, something like this gives you another angle, another viewpoint, and it's super easy to use. The physical buttons on here as well are so well thought out, and the whole product just performs admirably, so I can highly recommend it. So if you want to pick up one of these for yourself, I've left a link down below to where you can pick one up. There are other models in the range, so if you want to take one step down, you can still get full HD and not wireless. There is another model that is full HD but without the wireless function, so you could go for that model. If you want to go for the top end VZ-X, then again it still is great value for money. I've also left a link down below to the IPEVO website, so if you want to check that out, you can check out all of the different models in the range. That is it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in live. I've seen a few more of you tuning in and coming into the live chat, including Swaminathan, also Darren Gator and Adam Cooley. Darren's chiming in saying maybe a bit of wax paper for a diffuser. Very good idea. Darren's referring to the light on the top. Maybe a little bit of sort of frosted paper or wax paper just to diffuse that a little bit would still give the illumination but without the reflection so much. Top stuff, really good suggestion. Thank you very much for that, Darren. So that really is it for this particular video. If you've got any comments or questions at all, leave them in the comments section below. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you like all my videos and you don't want to miss them, please do subscribe. I'll see you in another video very soon.